Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Tony Hicks Morning Show. I'm Tony T here, and our show today we'll have picks for you here from a couple of games from the college football bowls, also the NBA card. Hit you up on some college hoops. We've got the NHL, and at the end of the show, we'll get you our parlays and team and player props or peripheral plays. We'll leave it up to the cappers. That's their segment at the end of the show. Of course, so make sure you stay tuned with you here every day, 9:30 a.m. each time here on the Tony Hicks Morning Show. So make sure you like and subscribe. Help us build up our audience. We have done a great job of doing that. We appreciate your help, and keep helping us out with that. When you give us those thumbs up, we greatly appreciate it. So we're going to meet the cappers, and we're going to get right there because we don't mess around here on the 26th Morning Show. We're all bettors here. We just want to make sure we get the games out to you guys. Let's say hello to Rod. Rod, what's going on?
Not too much, Tony. It was a good day yesterday. Went 4-1, and then shot the videos and uploaded the videos on the hockey, and then realized that I thought it was miming Friday because my voice didn't get uploaded on the videos. So apologize to everybody for those. The first time I've done that here at Tony's Picks, where you got no voice, so it was like me trying to mime videos. So that didn't work so good. I'll give you all the 5 hockey coverage here on the morning show. We'll get you covered there on the hockey, so we don't miss out on any of those big games we got going headed into the weekend. So definitely can't complain about yesterday. On to the weekend, some good action. I'm not crazy excited about tonight's card. I think there's a few spots we can make some money. But the rest of the weekend, loving the rest of the weekend's action. So let's get to it.
Let's say hello to Chris. Chris, what's happening?
Oh, not much. Had a good day yesterday. Hit my college football play with the Fighting Irish there, and then hit my NBA play. I think I'm 3-1 in the NBA so far for this year. So starting off really good. Just ready to get into the weekend with a lot of action.
Chris, off to a great year in 2025. Solo, what's going on?
All right, what's going on, everybody? Happy Friday to everyone. We're ready here to make some money. I think yesterday we went, I think I lost 2 units in the NBA, so we'll get that back today. Let's get to it.
Right, let's get to it. Yeah, I had an over for one. The Big West home teams let me down yesterday. And of course, did get the over in that Ole Miss game. It's on Georgia. So let's get this run rolling here. College football here. So we look at some of the bowl games today. Outdoor games here. North Texas, Texas State. Texas State going to be laying 14. The total sits here at 65. Minnesota and Virginia Tech. Minnesota now up to 9.5, total 42.5. Let's take a look at some of the weather in these games. I don't think there should be too much impact here. I think there was one game with a little bit of wind. Let me check out the weather reports here right now. There are a lot of opt-outs for Virginia Tech, obviously, with that line there. North Texas, Texas State, no precipitation, 63 degrees, light wind. Minnesota, Virginia Tech, 41 degrees, clear skies, 15-mile-per-hour wind there in North Carolina. So those that's the weather for these games, and we started off here with Rod.
Yeah, look at these ones. It's cold, so I'm guessing Minnesota's not that far over this way from me, and it's minus 28 here Fahrenheit this morning. I woke up to, so yeah, it's a little bit chilly here up north. So definitely cold. Look at that 42.5. It's that's a low number for a reason. I like the under 42.5 between Minnesota and Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech with a lot of opt-outs on their side. That's why that line just kept it going. And better coach. PJ Fleck loves to play in these bowl games. He's 6-2 in his last 8 bowl games. So I lean to Minnesota, but I like the under 42.5 there in that one. And then North Texas, Texas State. You look at that total at 65.5, and then look at the arm length of guys that have opted out. It's like this long on each side of these teams that have opted out for Texas State, North Texas. It's a boatload of guys that are out. So for me, I'm going, you just substitute a bunch of guys in, and all of a sudden we're going to score 70 points? Yeah, I don't think so. Give me the under 65.5 there in that one. I just don't see us getting to 70 in that one between those two teams. That you got a whole boatload of guys that are just playing their first game together in this bowl game. So continuity and running up scores, I just don't see it. Give me the under in that matchup. 2 unders for me today.
Under from Rod. All right, let's move on over to Chris.
Yeah, definitely the Minnesota Virginia Tech game. I'm going to take Minnesota there for sure. And yeah, I'm with Rod on the North Texas Texas State. Take the under there. It's just a lot of points to try to put up there.
They're from Chris on over to Solo.
North Texas and Texas State. This should be a good one. These are 2 of my teams early on in the season. Made a lot of money off these guys. Definitely tapped into the game. A lot of guys are out. So with that being said, I think I'm going to take the 14 with North Texas. I think they still find a way to run the ball and keep this game close. That's just too many points. As far as Minnesota and Virginia Tech, I think Virginia Tech's a better football team, but with all these injuries, the quarterback, the running back, a lot of linemen, this line has really changed. I just think that's too many points to lay with Minnesota. I'm going to take Virginia Tech plus 9.5.
Yeah, from Solo. I'll tell you what I think about these games here. First round of bowl here. I'm going to go over Texas State and North Texas. These are two bad defensive teams. Missing guys are going to be even worse. I know we got a freshman quarterback here, Messenmaker, but he's going to be throwing to wide open receivers because these are just bad defenses here. I'm not worried about a lack of scoring here in these games because the defense is so bad from both sides here, especially against the pass. I'll look here at that over there. I'll go ahead and lay it here with Minnesota. Minnesota's defense has been pretty good away from home, holding teams to 19 points per game. I look at some of the results. Their past results are pretty impressive here. They beat they wanted Illinois. They wanted USC. They battled Michigan to a 3-point defeat. They lost to Penn State by 1 at home. And Virginia Tech needed that win against Virginia to become bowl eligible. The Hokies broke a 3-game losing streak, all to bowl-bound teams. They have 2 victories against mid-major schools with the double-digit wins at home to Boston College for Georgia Tech. But I'll go ahead and lay it there with Minnesota, where the defense has been playing here. All right, let's continue here on the Tony Hicks Morning Show as we'll turn our attention over to the NBA card here for tonight. 9-game card from the association, so let's knock it out here. With the Hornets and Pistons here, we've got the Pistons laying 5.5, 6, total to 18.5. Magic and Raptors, this one here, I'm seeing Orlando 1.5. A pick has showed up at a sharp book in Vegas. Circa has it a pick, so there's some money flowing here on Toronto at a sharp book right now. Knicks and Thunder 4.5, total 222. We started off with Rod.
Yeah, and look at Charlotte taking on Detroit. 6 points for Detroit. They did get the cover in their most recent game as a favorite in that one. So that was their first cover as a favorite all season long. 1-5 ATS as a favorite this season is this Pistons team. And at 6, I think it's too many. I'll take Charlotte plus the points there in that matchup. And then Orlando, they're dealing with so many injuries. Getting close to get Banchero back, but definitely not back for this one. And the Raptors playing some good hoops at home. So plus 1.5, that line almost looks like they're trying to bait me into Toronto, though. That's the only part that scares me. Why is it only minus? Why Raptors a dog in this one? I'm going to take the Raptors, hold my nose. I think they get the job done there in that one. Lean to an under 216.5 there as well. Which would you do, New York and OKC?
Yeah, New York and OKC. Yeah, New York, OKC. Yep. And
I'll just keep laying it with OKC. They just keep continuing to win basketball games, and I just don't trust the Knicks on the road there in that one. I know back-to-back for OKC, and no matter, they just continue to roll. And at 4.5, it's about right on the back-to-back spot. I think they win by 6 to 8 points. Give me OKC in that one.
There from Rod, move on over to Chris.
Yeah, definitely in Detroit, Charlotte. I mean, I'm gonna take the points with Charlotte. Just don't trust Detroit completely. Toronto, Orlando. Toronto plays their best basketball at home. That's an easy choice for me with Toronto. I'll take that. And then OKC, I'm just gonna keep rolling. They kind of scared me yesterday when they started out against the Clippers, and then they came back and just blew them out. So yeah, just keep laying it with OKC.
Yeah, from Chris. Let me update some of the injuries here on the Charlotte side. We got Man out, but we've seen Miller, Martin, Jeffries, and Ball are all questionable there, so keep an eye there. So those are scorers there, so keep an eye there. On the Detroit Pistons side, Fontecchio out, Jaden Ivey out for at least a month. Took that broken leg. Who was it? Anthony Black that just he was diving for a ball and landed right on Ivey's leg. Oh man, I don't know if that's cool to do that, man. I didn't like the way it looked intentional to me. Look intentional to me too.
Look at that.
That was a cheap. That was the first thing I said. It's a cheap shot. You don't leave your feet and go after a guy's leg like that. You know, that's not cool at all. We'll see if there's some repercussions when these teams face again. Keep an eye there because that's a starting guard there, and for a Pistons team that was on the rise here, who actually in the playoff position. Orlando still Banchero, Harris, Wagner out. Queen a problem, and of course our man Black is questionable in this game. RJ Barrett questionable for Toronto. Looking at that Knicks game and OKC, we got McCullough, Robinson out, McBride and Brunson questionable there. On the OKC side, we got Holmgren out. Caruso has been upgraded now to probable. So I'm sorry, questionable. So Caruso upgraded to questionable there for OKC. We go back to Solo.
Yeah, like Tony attests to, Charlotte has a lot of bodies back in this one. I think they'll compete. I'll take the Hornets +6. I think everybody plays. That's just too many points to lay with Detroit. Like I said, Ross said they got the cover the other day, but it's still a team that you just don't really want to be laying that kind of points with. So let's just take the Hornets +6. The Magic and the Raptors, I'm on the Magic on the money line. I just don't trust this Raptors team. Definitely not laying no points with Toronto. I think this one comes down to the wire. Points could be premium, but I'm going to lean toward the Magic. And you got to lay with OKC right now. They rolling. No way I'm getting in front of this train. Knicks on the road, just not as strong as they are at home. I understand OKC's on a back-to-back, but I just think they got too many bodies. I think Caruso plays. I think they'll get this cover. Lay with the Thunder.
They're from Solo. Tell you what I think about this game. I'm just going to go on record with one here because I don't like the Hornets Detroit Pistons game. The injuries there with Hornets, when they're shooters, you got to find out if those guys are playing. That to me is important because if not, man, they can't shoot with a lick. It's I've seen them without those scores, man. It's not a pretty sight. I have two games. I'm going to take Toronto in this one. I like the way Toronto's been at home, but a pretty good cover team. The Magic have dropped 6 of 9. They failed to cover 4 straight. And again, it's their shooting at only 42% over their past 5, 29% from 3. As we said before with Toronto, last time we talked about Toronto, they have a good home crowd. They do get into the games there. So I'll look for that home court to come in for Toronto here in that spot. I'm going to go over the total with the Knicks and Thunder. This Knicks team, they can put up points on the road. Not always great defensively. That's why I'm looking at the over in this game. New York, 4-1 of the over-facing teams that hit 46% from the floor or greater. So against the shooting teams, good shooting teams on the road, New York goes over. OKC at home against these good offensive teams that outscore opponents by 3 points or greater, they're 4-1 of the over. So just going over there, New York and OKC. All right, let's continue on here on the Tony Hicks Morning Show as we continue on with the next series of games here. We've got Celtics and Rockets here. The Celtics 2.5 on the road, total 221. We've got the Wizards and Pelicans. The Pelicans 7. What? Yeah, it's 7. It's the Wizards. That's why. Total 233. Cavs and the Mavericks here. We've got the Cavs 7 on the road, total 231.5. We start here with Rob.
Yeah, and trying to see who's in for Dallas, who's out for Dallas.
All right, let me get the injuries in here for you guys right now. Let's take a look here at this injury report. We will start here in this block here with this Wizards game. We've got Bagley, Bay, and Koulibaly out. Koulibaly seems to be a pretty good young guy there, but he's out for Washington. Ingram, Matkovic, Zion out. Robinson Earl is questionable. We see Alvarado upgraded to probable, so we may see Alvarado back in. He's been out for a while. Brown, Porzingis, questionable for Boston. For Houston, Amon Thompson's out. Easton doubtful. Landale hits the injury report as questionable there. The Dallas game, Travers out. A good bench contributor for Cleveland. Merrill off the bench, doubtful. Okoro probable. For the Dallas side, it's still Luka, Exum, Marshall out. And P.J. Washington and Kleber are questionable. So there you go with your injuries. Over to Rod.
Yeah, so it's for me, looking at that one, I like the Rockets here at home. You look at the Celtics, they failed to cover the spread in the last 10 games following a win. So give me the Houston Rockets. It's even lower than what the spread was yesterday, and Minnesota got the cover. So I'm not going to take the points. Give me the Rockets on the money line. I think they outright Boston there in that one after their it was a tough game yesterday. Hard battle that Boston put up with Minnesota there in that one and got the win. Didn't get the cover, but got themselves the win. I think Houston gets the win there in that one. And then looking at Washington and New Orleans, went back and forth. It's like 7 points with Washington. They've been hooping and playing some pretty good ball. You know what? Give me Washington on the road there, plus the 7. I just don't know if I can trust the Pelicans laying 7. It's a pile of points. But Washington's been hooping and balling, so I think they can cover the 7 there on the road in that matchup. And I'll just lay it with Cleveland. Dallas still dealing with a mash unit of guys in and out and injuries. Once they're a healthy team, then I would love to take Dallas plus the 7.5 there in that spot to step up and have a good game. I know they play good at home, but not against Cleveland. Cleveland's that much the better team. They win by 10+.
All right, we're going to get to Chris. Let's bring in Sean Higgs, one of the newest cappers here on the Tony's Picks site. Welcome in, Sean. We're going to get to you in just a bit. We're still on the rundown. Yeah. All right, let's move on over to Solo.
I think Chris up, right?
Oh,
Chris, that's right.
Yeah,
Chris.
I think
I'm
we
sorry, they
switched.
moved the screen on me. Okay.
Yeah, move the screen on. There we go. He likes the corner.
Okay.
Yeah, so likes his corner here. This
Yeah.
is something. What's going on?
Yeah, that's
There we go.
someone's corner there.
There you go.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so that Washington New Orleans, I'd leave it alone. I'm not going to touch it. I mean, if I had to pick a side, definitely take the points with Washington. I just don't trust New Orleans. But definitely a game I'm not touching. And then Houston, definitely going to take them over Boston yesterday. I had Minnesota personally, and thankfully got the cover there. But yeah, I'd take Houston at home against Boston. I think they're Tatum had a big game yesterday, so I don't think he's going to come out here and have a big game today. And then yeah, take Cleveland all day. That was the video for YouTube. I know that number's climbing. I had it at 5.5 when I put it in, but I still think no matter if you get 7 or plus, I mean they don't have any big guys. I mean, Cleveland's going to have their big guys out there, and Dallas isn't going to have anybody. I think Gafford may be somebody they put in there, but I mean if you got Kleber out, you got PJ Washington potentially out. Cleveland's going to be all over it. So yeah, just take them and lay the points.
There we go. All right. Welcome to Sean Higgs, the Tony S'more Show, and Tony'sPicks.com website. Sean, you know, a lot of you have seen Sean around. Welcome, Sean. All right. On this block of games, we got Celtics, Rockets, Wizards, Pelicans, Cavaliers, Mavs.
My favorite out of the bunch there, probably as ugly as it is, man. I got to say with my NBA, I really don't. I've gone 6-5 with NBA. And I'm like, I big you guys talking NBA. I'm like, I got to come here and talk NBA my first day. People will be like, how do you bet games and you don't do NBA? I find NBA to be extremely difficult, especially early in the year. I'm a anti-NBA guy. Although I do, it's squarish. I like the Thunder. I do give out a couple free picks in the NBA. And for my NBA cap, it's really, if I'm going to put something out, I want people to know it'll be later in the day. These guys, the load management, I don't know what kind of rants you guys go on, because most of the time, you guys have a show, I have a show at the same time. I feel if these guys who make $30 million a year don't know if they're playing until 6:47, I can't. How can I put that out? And I get down early. I'm betting 10 days ahead in NFL, a week ahead in college football, overnights in baseball. God bless you guys for doing NBA. I don't know who's playing tonight. I like the Thunder. They're my team, or I think them and the Wolves out of the West were going to be good. So I would say Thunder here. Again, I have no picks on this, no money on the NBA. I do try to find one for show-wise that I kind of like, and that would be one. Like I said, it's ugly, it's squarish because they are the Thunder. They are what I think is the best team in the West. But I'm an anti-Nick guy. It goes back to my buddy Scoop growing up in Jersey, big Nick guy. All I heard was about John Starks, so I'll always be anti-Nick. Here, though, I just think the Thunder are playing excellent ball, a better team. It's a short number, but the Knicks are still a good team. I'll give credit to teams I do not like, but I'll lay the 4.5 here with the Thunder.
There with Sean. Let's back up
my
here.
little rant, guys. Sorry for guys.
No worries. No worries. We got you there. What you get? Anything in the book?
I feel like you got to tell people because I'm not, NBA. I'll try to find a game for us, but yeah, I really don't like it.
I think our audience knows. I know our audience knows. Proceed with caution, and really, realistically here, we're going through the injury reports. We're still trying to read the tea leaves, but I think our audience realizes that, right? Just who are you leaning at? We know it's early in the day. And I know a lot of our audience probably are getting down late, like everybody else. As a matter of fact, we have late steam for our cappers and our customers too, so we can put plays in late. One of the few, probably only site that has that here is a late steam. That's something a lot of our cappers use here with the NBA.
I saw that in a thing. I'm like, well, I kind of like that because normally I want to just get it down early, put it out the day before, not chase or just follow. But NBA, short of playoff time. That's your best bet to go late with NBA, I think.
Well, yeah, because this the load management stuff. It's like who knows who's in, who's out, and it's like, do I want to tell you to put your hard-earned money on a game that I don't even know? It's like, okay, these guys are questionable. I'm hoping these guys play. Sometimes we're trying to pull some magic, going, okay, I think we're the amazing Preston, and he's playing for sure, right? It's like.
Yeah, no. There's college hoops. I know guys will play. There's other things. I'm not.
Hockey goalies started doing the same thing, and on the ice, all of a sudden, yesterday I thought for sure it was Demko getting the start in the Canucks game, and nope, Lankinen gets the start. They yoinked that on me, and I was like, man, It's just they do that too, and sports it happens. Late info, plenty of time. That's a great thing we got here. The late steam, so you can get that play.
Late steam. We're kind of we have the late steam. I don't know. We're like I said, we're just reading the tea leaves with these NBA picks, and I think our audience realizes that because we make sure we cover the injuries and the questionables, probables, and then we're there. But let's ask you, Sean, anything on these bowl games coming up?
Yeah, and I think I got them on the site, but I don't mind talking about them here because I win games. These my lines have moved a little bit because unlike NBA, bowl games you kind of get down early. I have I got the North Texas game here. I got it under a 69.5, so that's moved a little bit. And in the Duke's Mayo, I got Mini at a 4.5 and a 5. I think that's up to 9 now. I'm going to probably come in personally on the under in this game, just with everybody out for Virginia Tech, and Minnesota plays ugly ball anyway. So unders in the bowl games again. The North Texas one was a while back because you got a bunch of guys out in that one. Some of these smaller ones I look towards the unders on. So these worked out well. Again, good number doesn't mean anything. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad, but I'm ahead of it. You got to feel good about it in the long run. You think, all right, hey, I got a good number here. We'll see what happens. And then I guess with the playoff kind of stuff coming up, I do lean. Actually, there's what's that? Who's Buffalo playing? We got Buffalo and Liberty. Yeah, that's on Monday, I think, or two. Yeah, or is that Saturday? I don't even know. It's the 4th.
Tomorrow's the final bowl game. Tomorrow's the final bowl game. Then we have the semis after that.
Yeah. So Buffalo. Give me Buffalo in the under in that one. And then the semis. I wish I grabbed Ohio State at the 4. It's up there a little bit now, but it's tough grabbing a team off a blowout, and then that's inflated because the other team played an overtime game where they nearly lost. So what's the real number there? Is real number 4? Is it 6? Is it 2? I'll come in on the over in that one.
There we
it's a tough one. It's a tough one. I'm not, I think those are the two best teams. Notre Dame's got the defense. I like Notre Dame. I have a future on Notre Dame 10-1. So
nice.
We'll see what happens.
Let's see how it rolls right there from Sean. Someone asked about Brunson. Brunson is questionable. With that ankle. On over to Solo.
Yeah, Boston and Houston. I think this is a tricky situation. I think there's still a little bit of bad blood from the Udoka firing. I think Jaylen Brown will find his way to get in this one. I think both teams compete. I think points will be premium. I'm gonna take this total under 221. The Wizards and the Pelicans. I really don't like this game. That's just too many points to lay with a bad team like the Pelicans for me. I understand there's a long injury list of Wizards out. I'm just going to hold my nose and take the Wizards +7. Hopefully they play ball of late. Maybe they're sneaking the back door. And the Cavs are just one of the better teams in the league. I'm not afraid of laying these points right now. Dallas is just too banged up. I'm going to lay it with the Cavs, and we're going to get the money.
Yeah, from Solo, tell you what I think about these games. I'm going to go under with the Wizards and Pelicans here. Pelicans really a poor shooting form right now. Wizards over their past 5 games hits 45% overall on the road. Washington, 29th in offensive efficiency on the road, averaging 103 points per 100 possessions. Go under. I'm going under in that game. Also in the let's see, we're looking at this Cleveland, Dallas. We've got Houston, Boston and Houston here. I'm going to go over the total here. Celtics have gone over in 4 or 5, and they're shooting the ball very well right now. You look at over their past 5, 49% shooting. They've got 40% from 3. Rockets put up 113 points per game at home. I like the over in that one. Cavaliers and Mavericks. Boy, this Cavaliers has been pounding teams, but this is their 4th road game. So I've been fooled by this so many times when these teams are just rocking and rolling on the road on these long road trips. They win games, they win the first 3, and then as we get deeper into the road, well, it starts to go the other way. So I just think this is one of those spots where road fatigue can hit here. I like Dallas +7, not Dallas to win. I like Dallas +7. I just think the 4 straight road game for Cleveland, that fatigue's got to hit. I don't know. This is a super power team, this Cleveland Cavaliers team. You got to show it to me. But, man, a long road trip, 4th game in, got to think some fatigue's got to settle here. So I'm going to look at Dallas here +7. I know it's contrarian the way Cavaliers have looked. They've looked the way they've been pounding teams on the road. But at some point, that road fatigue kicks in right now. And I just think that we've all traveled. We all know what it's like when you're on the road. So Rod has put it together about the room service and all the food and all, getting out of your diet.
Anything we all know after a vacation, you've been on a vacation, you've been out on the road. It's a week long. After that day 7, after you've eaten so much takeout food, it starts to kick your ass. Like it is what it is. But you're eating out for dinner, you're eating out for lunch, you're eating out somewhere for breakfast. Our body's not meant to eat that much butter. We do like butter. Don't get me wrong. It tastes good, but that's what makes that restaurant food so good. But it's like it starts to kick your butt after a while.
7.5 on this Mavericks. Yeah. I mean, Denver, Golden State, Lakers, right? Golden State Lakers are back to back, and now you got the Mavs with no Luka. It's a good. Looks easy enough, right? Oh, the best guys out. Just take the Cavs who were at 29-4. I kind of like that Dallas play there.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, I think they covered it. That might be like a 2-point game. They might have a shot late now to pull it out. That just screams take the home dog. Best guy not playing. The other team is the best team in basketball record-wise or second, whatever they are. Yep. Second best, whatever.
4 straight road game. And not in the West Coast, now in the Midwest. So, yep. That's how I look.
It's almost like a step down for them. Like, all right, it's a Mavericks, but no Luka. So it's not like it's a marquee matchup. It's not like they're a full strength where they'd be easy enough to beat. You got the flat Earth Glober in there, I mean, you got Kyrie. What else? I love the flat Earth stuff. I love that. Kyrie
in there, and with some help. There we go. All right, let's continue here on the Tony Sports Show as we continue here. Close out the NBA with these games here. Spurs and Nuggets. Nuggets laying 7 now, total 237.5. Grizzlies and Kings. Kings at home 3.5, total 240.5. Hawks and the Lakers. The Lakers here favorite 3.5, total 232. Let's take a look at the injuries here right now in these games. Spurs and the Denver Nuggets. Well, we finally got somebody on the injury report here for San Antonio. I don't think it's too bad here. Jeremy Sakan is the one that's out for San Antonio. So no big miss there. On Denver's side, Kankara, but Gordon is the guy you got to keep an eye on. He's the guy that does the dirty work inside. Memphis and Sacramento. Sacramento, again, a laundry list. No, it's like last year again. Aldama, Gigi, Morant, Smart, Williams out. LaRavia, Kimura, Clark, and Edie the Giant, questionable. Keegan Murray, doubtful here for the Kings. And on the Hawks and the Lakers here, we've got Nance and Zeller out here for the Hawks. Trey, Jalen Johnson, Bogdanovich are questionable. It's the Lakers. Those guys I think are going to play. Come on. I mean, especially Trey. Come on. This is a team you want to play for. Vanderbilt out. Wood is upgraded now to doubtful. So finally we see some pink instead of red on the Wood side here. Vincent Hood-Schifino now questionable. He moves from red to gray. So he's on the move up. Davis is questionable. I think they sat him out yesterday, played today, but we'll see. There you go with your injuries. We started off with Rod.
Yeah, and looking, the Spurs have been balling, And you're trying to give you 7.5 with the Spurs. Not doing it. Looks like they're trying to bait you into the Spurs. I don't want it. I don't want the 7.5. I'll take the 7. I'll lay the 7 with the Nuggets here. The reason why is you look at Denver, the way they've been scoring. They've been hitting 53% of their field goals and scoring about 128 points over the last 5 games. And can the Spurs keep up with that? Well, they can try to keep up with it defensively, but I think Denver at home is able to break through that defense and try to push the pace in this game. And I don't think the Spurs can keep up in a run and gun type of game. So I think Denver just runs them right up the gym, wins by 10+. I'll lay the points there with the Nuggets in that matchup. And then look at Memphis taking on Sacramento. I don't want to trust Sacramento with laying any points whatsoever. We know the Memphis hustle. They come to hustle every game. That money line, same thing that I seen earlier in the week. That money line for Memphis was at about a $1.60 overnight. It's now down to $1.30, and a lot of money still coming in on the Kings. So books are guarding against another Memphis win. Give me Memphis on the money line in that one over the Kings.
There from Rod on over to Chris.
Yeah, the San Antonio, Denver. I'm going to lay with Denver. I just bet Denver and Denver. They seem to do pretty well at home. And then you guys already know where I'm at on Memphis. I will take my Memphis hustle any day and twice on Friday against these Sacramento Kings. I don't care if they won the last 2 games. I think my busted up Memphis guys come in here and can do enough, and I'm with the money line with Rod. all day. And looking at that, I mean, I usually bet the over in the Atlanta Lakers. Anytime Atlanta's there, I mean, they're just an over team. So I just take the over in the Lakers-Hawks game.
There from Chris on over to Sean.
The one I like the most, I'm against the Memphis Hustle here. I like the Kings. You know, you fired a coach, right? I mean, and the line's come down. I see if there was a 5 out there early, it's come down. It's in the 3.5 range here as it starts moving a little bit. Again, I have a little bias because I have a over-win ticket for these guys for the season, and I thought they'd be better than what they were. But you can't coach. Where's the little bump at home, right? You figure you get a little. It's not the players, it's the coach. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's step up at home. And Memphis, as good as they've been, and they've been, what, they won 15-19 or something. They're crushing it. Some of the injuries got to kind of take a toll a little bit here. Like, you start missing guys. I know next man up. I don't know. I mean, I like.
They've been doing it 2 years next man up. It's the hustle. That's why we call them the Memphis Hustle.
I know. I agree. I understand that. It's just again, I don't know. I like the Kings now, and I think these guys got to start playing better, right?
Memphis is 23. Memphis is 23.
They got to start.
And Memphis is 23-11 against the spread, and Sacramento's 11-21. So, I mean, I don't care how busted up they are. I don't trust this Kings team.
Well, yeah, I mean, listen, you're getting a team that's 60-some% ATS, and they're a dog against a team that's under 500, just all over the place. I get it, but I'll go opposite. Think on that one there. Just Lakers. I am a Laker mocker. I say they made a in-season tournament and expanded the playoffs, especially for this team. So I will look to go against them any second I can. And sure, give me the Hawks. Give me the Hawks. Look, who are the Lakers to be favored? Are you kidding me? This is not a good team. They're not a good team. Anytime they're favored, I'm going to go against them. I do not. That's an auto play for me there, folks. Fade the ace. No, fade the Lakers back there, Tony, with your little sign.
Well, we're getting ready for baseball. That's my baseball saying fade the ace, right?
I can't wait for baseball. When's the season? When's the season win total?
Well, it already started in New York. That's all they're talking about in New York right now is baseball. So we're probably about 2 months away. Actually, 6-7 weeks away from the pitchers and catchers reporting. Late February, right? Pitchers and catchers report late February. So we're not too far away. It can't get in with Zoom in New York because the Jets and Giants really struck out there in New York, so they're already talking baseball. But we'll be ready to fade the ace.
Under the win totals for those teams. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for that. There's still a lot of holes on those teams.
Yeah, there's still work to be done. You're like the Yankees, right?
I'm a Yankee guy, but I'm a fair Yankee fan. I'm a fair Yankee fan.
So you had the Dodgers in your pocket then during the World Series, then, right?
No, I actually can't. I had the Yankees not to make the playoffs, and I had an under win total for them because no call for 3 months. Who's the staff? I've got a banged up Rodon, and I got a 2-man lineup and a bunch of DH guys who strike out, and it's the same lineup. A bunch of guys who strike out. I mean, it's a terrible lineup. The pitching staff, I think, is probably the starters are probably the best. You probably got the best staff in baseball. And I thought that in the playoffs last year, I said that's the only team that could trot out 5 starters. As good as the Dodgers were, a lot of wins they won. They had played a bullpen game in the NLCS and in the World Series. That's you have a $350 million payroll. How do you? That's just bizarre.
The injuries.
It just shows how bad baseball was the last year.
The injuries.
As a whole, it was an ugly season. There weren't a lot of good teams last year.
Yeah,
I mean, think about the Dodgers. They were projected to win 105 games. They needed every playoff series to get there. They were thoughts of we're going to beat our franchise record of 111 wins. Didn't sniff that, and they were said they're going to be better than the Yankees and our Mariners, 117-18 wins. No chance in hell of that ever happening. I mean, and that was with the greatest team ever assembled with 3 MVPs at the top of the lineup. Come on, that's tough to do. That's why baseball I love. That's my favorite sport. It's my favorite. It's so long. You need to win all the time. I can't. I love it. I love it.
A lot of betting. You bet more baseball games. 162 games from each team. That's a lot. No other sport has 162 games on the board each year. So that's some.
You're going to get about 650, 700 of them from me. So
there you go. No doubt about that. And of course, yes, I'm waiting for my Cubs tickets to come. I went to a Cubs game in Phoenix in spring training. Every year they send me season tickets, offering me to buy tickets for them. So they'll be in the mail pretty soon. I know that. On over to Solo.
Yeah, where we at? The Spurs in Denver. This should be a good one. I like the way the Spurs are playing ball. It looked like Denver's figured some things out on offense. Looked like Mike Malone is finally asserted Russell Westbrook into the starting lineup. I want to say they're 10-2 when he starts. He's just one of the better point guards of all time. Walking triple-double, constantly putting pressure, allows them to get out and score points. We're going to take this total over 237.5. Memphis and the Kings, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Sign me up with the hustle. We're going to get the money all year long. We're backing this team. It doesn't matter who's in, who's out. They got a lot of good depth. They're just going to get up and down and score some points and find a way to give themselves a chance down the stretch. The Hawks and the Lakers, I agree. Definitely not laying any points with the Lakers. I'm going to take the Hawks on the money line.
There from Solo. I'll tell you what I think about these games. I'm going to take the plus price here with this Spurs team. Just one guy out with Sukan. I'm okay with him. They've been pretty healthy over the past couple weeks. That's why they've covered, 5 straight, 6 straight. They've been a team that's been covering spreads. Nuggets at home, they don't defend very well at home. Just a +4 net rating despite how many points they put up. Denver over their past 5 games give a 50% shooting. The Spurs have been defending well of late, and they've covered 7 straight. As I've mentioned here, they've been healthy. Hey, when you have one guy out and he's kind of SoCon, then I consider that healthy for the Spurs. So I'll look at them at that spot. Yeah, I got to look at the Memphis team. I mean, listen, the Sixers were shorthanded. They just got tired down the stretch, and I don't have a lot of faith in this Kings team. The problem with the Kings is they don't make their threes, and it's been a problem for a long time. They don't defend at home. And they blame everything on Fox. Everything is Fox's fault. The team wins and loses despite putting up 66, despite leading the team in scoring. Everything is always Fox's fault. He pouts. Of course, when you lose, you're not going to have a smile on your face. What do you want him to be? But anyway, it's his fault. And actually, the rumors out there they're trying to move the Lakers. Good luck. I don't think that's going to happen. You don't do that. Lakers and Hawks.
Let's do it.
Go ahead. You want? I know. I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it. And that's right. DeRozan is up there in age. It's tough. Fox has a lot of speed. Although I couldn't believe it's been in the year 8 years now. Well, where's time gone? I remember he was just a rookie coming in, right? And he was out playing his rookie class when he came in. DeRozan is slow. I don't know about pairing that. That was not a good pairing right there. That's like that's like white wine with prime rib. That's not a good pairing right there. You can't do that. There you can't put old with old and young. All right, I'll go over here. The Hawks and the Lakers. Look, the Hawks have rest advantage. They have the third fastest pace of any team on the road. So if you're the head coach of Atlanta, what do you do against an old team? You just run. Run. So I just look for an over in that game tonight. All right, let's continue here on the Tony Six Morning Show as we get ready for college hoops. Now, this time of the year, college hoops, we just going to ask you guys, just give us what you got, college basketball, the card today. So let's get it underway here with Rod.
And the first one I'm looking at here is Iowa taking on Wisconsin, coming into going against Whiskey here. You look 6.5 points for Whiskey to be laying. It's just a touch too many points. Iowa can shoot the 3, and if they get hot from behind the arc, they're going to definitely got a shot to outright Wisconsin there in that one. So I'll take Iowa plus the 6.5 in that matchup. And then I'm looking at Xavier taking on Georgetown. This should be a good matchup. It wasn't 2 when I got it for Xavier, but it's down to 1.5 in a lot of places. Definitely shop your number to get the best of it. Look at Georgetown at home with rest advantage. They've lost 8 straight at home with rest advantage over an opponent. I like Xavier to come in there and get the outright win. And then the last one I'm looking at here is, we've bashed Nevada many a times, but they've been favored in plenty of games. And now they're a dog here going against New Mexico. I don't trust New Mexico enough to be laying 5.5 there. Give me Nevada plus the 5.5 in that matchup. And then the other one I'm looking at, Creighton and Marquette. 10.5 for Marquette. Now, give me Creighton plus the 10.5. I think they can keep it a single-digit spread with Marquette in that matchup.
Yeah, from Rod on over to Chris.
Yeah, Rod took 2 of mine. So I definitely agree with Creighton and Marquette there. Definitely take Creighton there. That's just too many points to Marquette. And then, I'm going to lay with Xavier there. It's just it should be a good game, pretty close there. So I'd rather have the points with Xavier.
Yeah, from Chris on over to Sean.
I took Merrimack today. They were 6.5 last night. So it's early game, 3:00, number 1 in rotation there. Marquette, I know you guys on the other side. I got Marquette at 8 though last night. Different little number there. And I took Nevada at the 6.5.
Nice.
It's I know the Pitt's a tough place to play, but Nevada, I can't. Their last game, they were playing Utah State, and I was just showing someone was like, hey, and he mentioned this on Saturday before this or Sunday before the game was even played on Tuesday. Utah State's schedule, they had beaten St. Mary's and two other good teams.
San Diego State on the road.
San Diego State, like a couple back-to-back wins in a row, and then you go on another road game.
Yep.
And it's just a good scheduling spot. Like that's what I kind of look at for spots like that. So I was like, you know what, that's a good spot here. And then they lose that one. I don't think they're a bad team, the Wolfpack.
Let me ask you this.
6.5. That's a big number.
You know who coaches Nevada?
What's his name?
Steve Alford. That's all you got. That's all you got.
Yeah. I mean, the guy, nice back in the Missouri State days, and he stunk it up where he was over in Oregon, right, for a bit or wherever. Fairfield +8. I'm against you.
Steve and the Alfords. There you go.
Yeah, Alford's terrible.
You think he'd be good in the mid-major, but that Mountain West is a tough conference.
Oh, it is.
He started his son over Zach LaVine.
That's all
Zach LaVine. He's still playing? Zach LaVine, who's he on now?
He's on the Bulls. He's on the Bulls.
Yeah, well, I mean, I thought he was going to the Lakers for the last 5 years. They haven't traded for him.
Yeah, the contract, and injury history. That never happened. That's like Trae Young going to the Lakers. Never happened. You know,
he fit right in on the Laker team with his injury history. That's perfect. That's a perfect another fit for them. Another guy who never plays. Put him on the Suns with Bradley Beal too. It's another great.
Oh yeah,
great trade.
That's another one. All right, you got through the college hoops from Sean on over to Solo.
Michigan State, Ohio State. I didn't like what I saw from Michigan State early in the week. I saw some things as far as that defense and inability to make jumpers from the corner and perimeter shots. This line is a little tricky. I'm gonna take the Buckeyes on the money line. One more here. Akron and Bowling Green. I'm with the Zips. I think they zip them up. I'm gonna lay the -5.
There from Solo. I'm at one for you here right now. Early, give me the Ed Coolies. I'm going to take the Ed Coolies again. Cooley's the man. 2-0 in conference. This Georgetown team. They're number one in defensive efficiency against the Big East in those two conference games. Number one in defensive efficiency, defending the three very well, 26%, allowing 41% from two, hitting 50% from three, hitting 56% from two. That's Ed Cooley coach team in two conference games, 2-0 in conference, beating Creighton at home, not beating them, pounding Creighton at home, and beating Seton Hall on the road. Give me the Ed Coolies here against Xavier in this spot. All right, let's continue here on the Tony's Picks Morning Show as we switch on over hockey. But first, we'll see what Solo, he doesn't have his skates on, so we're going to see what Solo has for sale over at Tony's Picks. Head into a big weekend of action here. We're going to close out the bowl season, but and of course, playoffs next week. NFL, we still got 16 games on the board, a lot of hoops coverage, NBA, and more. Of course, Solo hot in NFL last 7 days. What do you got for sale over at Tony's Picks?
Hey, I'll be honest with you guys. We're a little light today. Don't really love this card. We got 3 total plays. We sprinkled over college basketball and 2 NBA and 1 college basketball. So we'll be firing heavy tomorrow when the NFL and college basketball picks back up. So sign up with me short term, long term. Pay me up one of the good cappers. Told you 2025. We get into the money. Let's get it.
Let's get it, guys. Got on board with Solo over at Tony's Picks. We see the great results there. Why don't you get on board with Solo with a long-term pass? You guys like that 3-day pass on the weekend and get you covered for this NFL card. Remember, no Monday Night Football this week, so you'll get the NFL here Friday, Saturday, and Sunday with 2 games tomorrow. Still have bowl games remaining. All the hoops coverage as well. Get on board with Solo over at Tony's Picks. Use that promo code Tony at checkout. We'll save you that 15% off. Link in the description. Get on over there and signed up. All right, Solo, it's always great having your show. Continue that success. We'll catch up with you later.
Appreciate it, Tony. Enjoy talking to everybody on the panel, man. Good luck to everybody, man. See y'all tomorrow.
You got it. Solo here. Solo here on the Tony's Picks the Morning Show. All right, let's continue on. We'll knock off this hockey in one block. 5 games on the board tonight. Penguins, Panthers. We got the Panthers here, 201, total 6.5. Senators and Blues here. Blues, $1.15, total 5.5. Canadians, Blackhawks. Canadians, $1.32, total 6. Ducks and Oilers. Oilers, look at this, $4.25, total 6.5. Let's see. Rod have his hat on today? I don't see it. Predators and Canucks here. Preds, $1.35 on the road, total of 6. Get it started with Rod.
Yeah, I do have my Oilers hat on. I think they win the game, no problem. But -500, it's up to -500 in spots. You know what? I would at that one. You can get the Ducks at +2.5, in that one. Ducks score first, and you get an extra goal. It's like getting a +3.5 in a hockey game, a +3.5. It's a nice place to be. You look at the Ducks in their last 9 games. They haven't lost by more than 3 goals in their last 9 games. So even on a back-to-back spot here, I think you have to take the Ducks plus the 2.5 there in that matchup. And then looking at Pittsburgh taking on the Florida Panthers here. Panthers been struggling. They lost last night. And when you're not scoring goals, you can't win hockey games. Only averaging about 2.2 goals a game over their last 5 contests. And that's just not going to get the job done. Pittsburgh on the road, though, is a scary proposition. They haven't played well on the road at all. Over their last few, though, they've played some pretty good hockey, but I like the under there in that one. It was a 6.5. That number has now dropped down to 6. I still like the under 6. Low scoring one, as I said. Panthers just not scoring goals. So, that Oilers minus 1.5. You can, as somebody we know once said, you cannot lay puck lines and odds. Why would you want to be laying puck lines and odds? I'm not laying no minus 1.5 at a minus 150 or minus 160. You can't. You can't be trying to get a better team that wins to win by 2 goals and having to lay a minus 160. No chance. When you want to, when those extended lines on, even in baseball, you don't want to be laying minus 160 on an extended run line. No chance. Yes. You want to, those are where you should be getting bonus plus money prices on teams winning by 2 goals, winning by 3 runs, 2 runs. You want more plus money on that. I can't. I look at the minus 1.5 of the Oilers and I'm running the other way, going, yeah, no chance. So I want to see a minus 160 on that one. So just for Ron on, don't do it, buddy. Tell you, don't do it. Don't do it. It's not worth it. In the long run, those bets will kick your ass. Other than Montreal taking on Chicago, I like Montreal. Look at what they've done. Their last 5 hockey games, 4-1, scoring goals to the tune of about 4.2 goals a game on the ice are this Montreal team and winning games. And against Chicago, they're 4-2 in their last 6. They only play twice a year, but Montreal's won the last 3 seasons head-to-head. So giving Montreal on that one. And you look at the Blues this season after winning 2 of 3. They're 0-7 following 2 and 3. I know Ottawa's on the back-to-back here in this one, so and dealing with some goalies, but they're playing good in front of who's ever in net for this Ottawa team. I'll take Ottawa over the Blues there in that matchup. And then, as I said, the Oilers. Last one was Nashville taking on Vancouver. Canucks in the back-to-back spot. They got the win last night. Took overtime to get the win there in that one. They had a nice 3-1 lead and collapsed. Still got the win in a shootout in that one. Nashville's been dominant coming into Vancouver, winning their 5-3 in their last 8 trips, but haven't done it a whole lot this year. I think this Canucks team is live. Even in the spot, like I said, they started Lankinen last night, and Demko was supposed to get the start. They saved Demko for the spot to go against Nashville. He is the better of the 2 goalies. Canucks dance, Canucks dance, Canucks dance, Canucks dance, Canucks dance. You got to go with the Canucks dance. Take Vancouver here in this one.
Canucks dance from Rod. All right, well, let's see. Sean, you got your skates on tonight?
How do I follow that up? The guy's dancing. I got to follow it with hockey. Oh my God. No, I got no skates on here. I am 8-13 with hockey. That's all I bet so far this year. Like the NBA, it's just again going a little rant here. These seasons start in September. I'm still in the thick of baseball.
Yep.
And I got NFL and college football, and then I have college hoops that start in November. So limited in esports.
I'll send you the big mug, Sean. See, I get the big mug. I use it for coffee. I use it good for at least 2 or 3 a day. These big mugs. This is a pint glass, right? Most people.
I got a solo. That's all.
They equate this one to a pint of beer. Yeah, I use a pint of coffee to keep me going.
Yeah,
so many sports.
Yeah.
I got to say that with Edmonton there, I'm with you on those crazy puck lines. Like I'm a puck line. Like when it comes to hockey, I'll be a puck line guy. But it's plus. If I'm laying 1.5, it's plus 185. It's got to be the plus.
Bonus price for the puck lines, not laying minus 160.
A plus 350. It's like an auto play on the dog for me here. Like you just have to come in on those things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Nate, I get it. They don't pay attention to hockey because they care about the other things, but that's on my bag. I'm not looking at that. And you're doing well. If you're doing well in a sport, I don't know if you guys. This is how I am. I'm going well in a sport, winning at a winning baseball season, college football, NFL's been a couple games over 500, but I'm not going to just jump into a sport that's my least favorite to bet on. So again, this is like kind of like the NBA, where I'm right now I'm locked into football for another month and college basketball, and then I'll slowly get into this as the season progresses. But I do look for kind of spots.
Yeah.
And I didn't go over the card this morning to see where they are, but I like the we're talking about road teams coming back. Like I'm all about fading that road team. Like I'll take them the first game out. Like let's start out good. Yeah, let's go. But as it progresses, I'm looking for the spots to fade teams or get on a team that just loses 5-0 or 5-1. Like I kind of, those are the spots I kind of look at. But again, that's more of into March after basketball slows down, tournaments are wrapping up, and there's not things to do. So, but again, the only one thing I look at today, it jumps at me, is the Anaheim. It's just a huge number. And I don't know. I went looking for the plus 2.5 because, like you said, all we need is a goal rod, and you got 3 in our pocket. You got 3.5 in our pocket.
Yeah, Ducks score first, and all of a sudden it's you're looking at you got yourself a plus 3.5. It's like
3.5. Oh yeah.
They just beat the Oilers last week. 5-3. They beat the Oilers. Same matchup, same goalie. I don't because of the back-to-back spot. Ducks took advantage of the Oilers on the back-to-back spot, but I don't think.
If you think you can get 2 goals today, you're at 4.5. Are they going to lose 5-4? All right. That's the way you're going down. 5 to 4.5. I guess I can live with that one. That's not terrible.
Even 5-3
plus 350 or more.
5-3. It's 4-3. They pop an empty netter. You still got 2.5. You still win.
Yeah.
There you go. Here we got you through the hockey segment. Now it's time for our parlay purple segment. This segment where the cappers give out a parlay, or can give out a team player prop, or maybe a pick from the upcoming future. It's up to the cappers. That's their segment, parlay purple segment. We started off here with Rod.
For me, we're going to go with a mixed sport 3-teamer. We're going to take Nevada plus the points. We're going to take the Raptors on the money line, and we're going to throw in the Montreal Canadiens. Little 3-team mixed sport for you today.
Yeah, from Rod on over to Chris.
Yeah, we're going to take the Raptors on the money line. We'll take Houston with the points, and the Houston Rockets with the points, and we're going to take Memphis on the money line.
Yeah, from Chris on over to Sean.
All right, we'll go sport wise as well. We'll triple it up here. Little round robin action. We're going to go Kings though, and we'll go spread action on the Kings. We'll stir the pot right on day one with all the Memphis love. On the ice, I'm taking the 350 or however the biggest number is there with the doggy. All right,
nice.
And then let's find a dog here in college basketball. I mean, Nevada's the one I already bet, but we talked about that one already. You know what? We got to go that because I don't like any of these kind of dogs here. So we'll go doggy Nevada, doggy Ducks, favorite Kings.
There you go from Sean. All right, give you my parlay here. I'm going to take the Spurs plus the points over on the Hawks and Lakers, and give me the Ed Coolies with Georgetown there against Xavier there. We got you through the parlay segment. Let's see what the cappers have for sale over at Tony's Picks. Again, a big weekend of action here. We got the bowl games winding out. We also have NFL, still 16 games on that Week 17 card. Also, a lot of hoops coverage as well as action on the ice. Let's see what Rod has for sale over at Tony's Picks. Rod finished up a great 2024 here, document on the site. You can verify that on our leaderboard 2.0 at the bottom of the site. You can look at those 2024 numbers still up on the site, guys. We archive those over on our site. We'll see what Rod has for sale over at Tony's Picks. Rod, what do you got?
For me today at Tony's Picks, I've got an NHL sniper play. I've got one play in the NBA, 2 college basketball, and then a bowl game. So those are all available singly, or you can scoop them up in my Steak Friday package. Best way to go, you get all 5 of those in that package, and kickstart your weekend a winner. So jump aboard. Let's have a big winning Friday. But better yet, it's as we always preach here at Tony's Picks, get aboard that long-term pass. That way you don't miss out on any of those late steam plays. If you find that late info play 10 minutes to 2 hours before game time, those will be emailed directly to you when you're on a long-term pass. Hit the link in the description. That'll get you right on over to Tony'sPicks.com, and you can find that long-term pass. Also, take advantage of that 2-for-1 capper promotional. Pair me up with any one of the other cappers you see here at Tony's Picks, and have 2 cappers put money in your pocket. Don't forget Tony's Tea at checkout. Save 50% off all your purchases over there at Tony's Tea. Over at Tony'sPicks.com. Let's have ourselves a big winning weekend, crushing the books.
It's a big winning weekend here with Rod over at Tony's Picks. Let's see what Chris has for sale over at Tony's Picks. Chris, off to a great start in 2025.
Yeah, I've got one play in the NBA. Wasn't real happy with the card today, but we're just grinding away with one play. But hop on something long term. We've got a lot of action tomorrow with 2 NFL. We've got a bunch of NFL on Sunday. We've got a bunch of NBA this weekend. So I'm going to have a bunch of plays next couple of days. So that's the best way to go. And the late steam, that's been super helpful here with these NBA games because, like we said, you never know about injuries and who's in, who's out, and those lines change. So definitely hop on something long term so you can get a part of that. And just make sure you're using that promo code Tony T at checkout, save 15%, and hook me up with one of these other great cappers, Rod and all these other guys, Ron Hahn, Solo, everybody on the leaderboard right now. So just hook us up together. But both of us put money in your pocket, and we're having a great 2025. We're going to continue that here into the weekend.
That's right. Get on board with Chris over at Tony's Picks. Long-term subscribers get the late Steam plays. In our site, we allow cappers to put in their plays between 10 minutes and 2 hours of game time. Those plays are emailed to long-term subscribers using the email that you use to sign up for the service. So those late Steam plays will come into your inbox there for the late Steam for the long-term subscribers. Now, regular member plays are in by 11 a.m. Eastern, but we allow our cappers to continue to handicap all through the night and sometimes the morning if it's a Hawaii game. So you can actually get and of course I was on the wrong side of that one yesterday, but anyway, the late Steam is a great feature there, guys. So go ahead and get on board with a long-term pass. There's no other sites that I know of that has this feature for long-term subscribers here at these prices. So it's your great value there for the. I've been in this industry a long time, and the one thing that used to really get me when cappers say, "Well, I had this game, I had that game, but it's in pocket, but I couldn't get it to my subscribers." Not going to happen on this site, guys. You get something in pocket, you have the ability to get to your customers with the late Steam play. So get on board with Chris. That's a great feature. Chris Atkins over at Tony'sPicks.com. Link in the description and go ahead and get signed up. Newest capper on Tony'sPicks.com, but not new to the industry is Sean Higgs. Sean, a little bio about yourself and what do you got for sale over at Tony's Picks?
Yeah, been in around quite a bit on the sites going on 19 years. So we know how this rolls, Tony, right? We've done this before. Not my first rodeo, as I say. And on the site, I got a couple NBA packages. NFL, 2 NFL packages. I got a college football one. And there'll always be a college hoops 3-pack up usually daily, unless it's some, random AA Mac on, a Friday or something. Maybe not be 3 games. But as the other guy said, a long-term package with 3-day weekend, 7-day passes are good for me because I put up a 3-day for college basketball, but there might be 6 or 7 picks. I just put the 3 top ones up. So I'm a volume guy. People know who I am and, follow me around. A lot of action in the sports. You got your Steam plays. Well, I'm a guy who's I'm going to try to make the Steam. I'll be putting out a game way early in football season, overnights in baseball. And that's that, Tone. What's there to say? I'm thankful. Appreciate you reaching out, get me on here, and make some new friends here with the chat and the cappers. And here's to a nice winning 2025.
Absolutely, guys. Got aboard with Sean Higgs over at Tony's Picks. Late Steam plays, long-term passes. Remember that promo code Tony T at checkout will knock off 15% off all packages with Sean Higgs and all the cappers at Tony'sPicks.com. I have a best bet on the board here for you here from college football. Also working my packages right now for NBA and college hoops. So get on board with me. I'm really having a great year this year in college football as well as the NFL, and a good time to get on board with that 3-day pass. You guys like that 3-day pass here on the weekend because you got coverage for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Big weekend of action there, hoops, NFL. Of course, we got that Lone Bowl game tomorrow, and we'll get ready to roll here. Or you may consider the 7-day pass, right? Because then we're getting into the semifinals next week. So Thursday, Friday game. So a lot more good options there at Tony'sPicks.com. But just make sure you use that promo code Tony T at checkout. They'll save that 15% off. All right. As you guys know, we're with you here every day, 9:30 a.m. Eastern time here on the Tony's Picks Morning Show. So make sure you like, subscribe, set those notifications. Now, if you miss a show or if you want to watch it again to watch for some of the late plays, go to our YouTube channel, go to our live tab, and you'll be able to see our archive there. Watch it again. Of course, we also have on-demand content. A lot of our cappers, including myself, uploading videos, going a little bit longer form, going a little more in depth there. Rod, what do you got? What are your plans for the weekend here at Tony's Picks YouTube channel?
Yeah, definitely. Apologize for yesterday's videos. I would have had all 5 up, but I did one of those where I was miming in the video, and we didn't have any sound on the video. So first time I've done that here. So I gave you all the plays here on the hockey this morning. So going forward tomorrow, there's a dozen games. Be on the lookout for those. I'll cover you on a video, short form on all those NHL videos going forward. And I'll make sure that the volume's on so we can get the sound on those. So we can actually hear me talking and telling you all about the games going on. And definitely the playoff show. We'll shoot a college football playoff show and tell you about those semifinal matchups going forward as well. So be on the lookout for that as well. More content for you here at Tony Speaks YouTube. Definitely be on the lookout for it.
Absolutely. And of course, we find some content for you over at the Tony Speaks YouTube channel. Your plans for the weekend?
Yeah, I've got an NBA video out today, a little bit deeper dive into the Cavs Mavs game that I talked about today, and then of course just keep pumping out the NBA videos and give you guys all the best information that I can find on those as I get it. And we're just gonna keep doing that through the weekend.
Yep, and Sean, our newest contributor here on Tony Speaks site, and of course, Sean, we'll be seeing you. You're popping here on the morning shows.
I'll be popping in. No problem about that. I have like eye problems from just being in front of the computer all day long. My kids are like, you gotta get that little blue screen thing. I gotta. Oh my goodness.
Oh yes.
I'll be in.
Excellent.
I'll be in. And I had this sicko feeling that by popping in here, there'll be like more NBA popping up because man, people love the NBA. I just can't wrap my hand around it. I think more power to the guy. Cash in NBA. Hats off to you. Like I said earlier, man, these guys don't want to. I don't know if they're going to play. They don't know if they're going to play. I got kids and a wife, bro. I don't have time to sit around and wait for that guy to decide. I'm worried about at that point at 7:00. I'm already loaded up my college hoops for the next day. Like, what are you talking? You got to play. Like, you got to be motivated to make it $37 million. Get the heck out of here.
Yeah, I know.
I'll find something else to worry about.
People love it, and people are looking for preseason NBA picks, right? During September. During September, they're ready to roll. Even Ross got to get the preseason hockey. These guys are they're ready
ready to go preseason. Hey, you got to bet
baseball.
Preseason hockey.
Even preseason before you know it, preseason. They'll ask for preseason baseball picks. You'll start seeing picks. You'll start seeing picks in the chat.
I don't get it. Everybody's like first basket. I'm like, well, what? This is we're talking football lines next week. I know. I can't wrap up any money for next Sunday. I need a first basket winner tomorrow. All right, well, that's fine. Well, you go to sleep, but you got to wake up to go to your job. I mean, good luck with that. How that works out for you? Holy cow!
Yeah, for me, it's if there's data on it, I'm going to handicap it. If I get good data, really good data, for me, until I see good data on some of these other peripheral bets, I'm going to lay off because I kind of stick to the Baylor. We got a guy already going into Liga Mexicana already. I mean, there we go. See, Dominican, the Caribe World Series. I mean, I'm telling you, these guys don't. They're going to the small. Sometimes those small markets, there's some value in those smaller markets.
I'm doing a little basketball now, so I don't like the NBA, but the Saudi Arabia Premier League's pretty good. The Al Salam and Ohad Medina are playing right now. I got an over going on here.
Yeah, and our man Ron, and you'll meet Ron Crawford, big KBL guy, and I'm looking for. I got to find a KBL feed. I have found a KBL feed to get this into the system. Some of these guys. Well, I got guys that want tennis. I've been looking at APIs to get some more content, get more choices here, props and whatnot. So. A lot rolling.
I was trying to get down on some Algerian Championship women. You didn't have it posted, so I couldn't get down on the CB Reluiba.
Right.
These are jokes. This is me just making jokes on the live screen. Here.
I know. Well, our men.
You guys know, but there's people in here like they're scrolling trying to find stuff on here. Like, what is he?
What game have you got? Where's that game?
Plus 9.5.
What book is that in? I can't find it. It's not in my book.
My guy. Where's this guy? I haven't seen this guy in the chat in a while.
He's ready. He's ready for MLB preseason parlays. There's Lex. He's ready to roll. So there we go. So we'll be set to go. These guys are ready to go.
The chat community across the board is like I see a lot of faces I see in a lot of different shows I go on. They're good people out there. You got some wackos. You're gonna have your trolls come in, whatever. But the majority are pretty decent people. You guys know who your regulars are coming in chat. A bunch of these people I know a bunch from my show and other shows and stuff. So it's good to see that. It's good. As a new person here, some people might not know who I am. At least you got the people in chat be like, oh no, he's a real person. He's a good guy.
That's right. Of course, Mills does content for us on the UFC. So UFC comes back next week. A week from this week. So they take the Christmas week off. So they'll be ready to roll back. So we'll have Mills with this stuff. A lot of pay-per-views are good for UFC. That's right. No doubt about that. All right. We got someone who has been doing KBL 4 years in a row. Well, yeah. Our man Ron Crawford will be doing the KBL for you there. All right. That's going to do it here for the Tony Sports Show. Back again here tomorrow live, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. We'll have a bowl game, talk about 2 NFL games on the board tomorrow, as well as a lot of college hoops, NBA, hockey, and more. So make sure you tune in, like, subscribe, set those notifications. Before we go, does anybody have anything in closing before we go?
Leon Draisaitl is going to get himself an anytime goal here tonight for the Oilers. He's been hot.
All right.
There you go.
You got it. All right.
Who did he say for an anytime goal?
Leon Draisaitl for the Edmonton Oilers, anytime goal. He's now leading the league in goals scored in the NHL, and he's been hot over the last week for the Oilers. Leon Draisaitl, anytime goal.
Absolutely. We got it there. All right. We got it. That's going to do it here for the show, guys. We're back again tomorrow. We're going to wake up. Bye, guys. You guys make it a winning Friday. We're back again here tomorrow here on the Tony's Picks Morning Show.